Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to talk to you about moles, M-O-L-E-S, and whether they are black moles or red moles. There's no such thing as a good mole on your palm. So get alerted to some form of trouble if a mole starts to appear. And here I'm talking to you about the Mount of Jupiter. Now you can see I've marked the finger under A. That's called the Jupiter finger. And under the Jupiter finger on your palm will be the Mount of Jupiter. That's where all that energy of Jupiter is stored. And I've shaded that area. Now if on that Mount of Jupiter you tend to have a black mole or a red mole, be very careful. It means that trouble to your heart, trouble to your liver, trouble to your lower spine is going to be intensified in many ways. It can also mean that you will have trouble with the government or government departments or even with your bosses, because a mole, red or black, on this Mount of Jupiter, which I've shaded in black, shows that you will be very stubborn, very dominating, will not take orders for people, will feel that the only way to go ahead in life is to do business so that you can control your own destiny and maybe make even a bigger mess of everything. Now I've shaded a little area between the line B and the line C. I've shaded it in red. Now when you see the possibility of that area, it means that your line B has separated from your line C. And that area shows an intense love for independence and even becoming foolhardy, especially if those moles are seen on the Mount of Jupiter, and taking risks of very high and intensity to get things what you want in the quickest time or in the biggest time. Biggest time meaning that you want it very big always. So be careful. Now if your line B and C are joined, then that part will be less, which I've just mentioned. You won't have so much foolhardiness, you will not be so independent, you will listen to advice and things like that. Now, this area which I've marked in the black, showing two moles, I've also drawn three lines coming from this line B upwards to the finger A. And these lines are called the lines of Jupiter. I've seen some people with two lines, some people with a single line. It doesn't matter how many lines you have of these. But these lines show ambition, the ability to be known for something very important that you do, and it also shows the ability to do things on a big scale as well. But if the red mole or black mole then is seen on these lines, that's a very bad sign. Now health-wise, you can have heart problems, liver problems, very bad backaches as well. In areas of job, you can lose everything very fast. And in areas of business, the losses will be difficult to stem and they will overpower you. Not throughout your life, but at certain ages. It's a bit difficult to form these ages, but I find that I will try to tell you that for different zodiac signs. Now, if you happen to be the zodiac sign of Pisces or Aquarius or Capricorn or Libra or Gemini. If you happen to be of these signs, zodiac signs, then the worst can happen to you if there are seen moles on this shaded area under the finger A or on the lines which I've drawn in that shaded area. Be very careful if you've seen these lines. I would like to speak to you. The best way would be for you to Skype with me, but I will talk to you a bit later. It's going to cost you 50 USD. I will talk to you more about this. So be very careful if you are of these zodiac signs which I've mentioned especially. Trouble comes in a very big way. Now, if your line which I've marked B happens to be very long, then the trouble will come when you are of your old age. If your line B is short, the trouble will come when you are in the middle age. And so be careful that these moles on the shaded area of black, or if you happen to have a mole in the shaded area of red, then you also have to be very careful. It leads to foolhardiness, it feels to over-ambition in the sense of doing it your own and being independent, all that can enter as well. So here we see that actually there are no such thing as a good mole. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful if you have these moles on your Mount of Jupiter or even on the finger A, or between your lines B and C as well. All these things I've described to you are very possible. It would be good for us to Skype so that I can charge I'll have to charge you USD 50 for that, and that will be a 90-minute Skype session, and that will be based on your date of birth and time of birth and looking at your palms and face reading you, and also using Kabbalistic tarot if you want in the 90 minutes. I want to cover your next 5 or 6 years in detail in all areas of your life, whether they are health, business, or whether in job areas, financial areas, or health areas as well. So go to Skype, leave me a message. Go to Facebook, leave me a message, send me an email. Let's get down to it. And for just USD 50, I will cover your next 5 or 6 years in all areas of life, so you can get down to having them your best next 5 or 6 years. Until then, thank you and good luck.